Hi again, everyone. I'm back for this next section. This section is all about sneaky actions. And sneaky actions, you know that our dogs will definitely do some sneaky actions. And often they will wait till we're not watching or paying attention to go over to something or other. So I wanted to let you know that Caesar used to do this with plants. So if there were plants that were, poisonous plants, and we know that there are some plants that are toxic to dogs, and of course we're in healthcare, so was always watching. We were always watching to make sure that he wasn't going to chew on something that would be toxic for him. And when he knew that he's not supposed to go to a particular plant in our presence, oh, it was very easy that if I was in the kitchen or a different section of even the same room, he would sneak over to this plant. And you might notice this with your own dogs too. You might notice that sometimes they know they're not supposed to dig under the fence, and you try to block things off, and they'll find a way to get to that space again. So they're little sneaky actions. And of course, we got to know that with dogs, there's not a thought process of, I'm going to do this tomorrow, or I'm going to think about doing this next week. It's not like that. They are just in the moment, right? So they suddenly see it again and they want to go there again. So that's very much in the moment, and that's their sneaky actions. I know that Caesar is going to talk in his section a little bit about signs on dogs, so I'll leave that for him. But I also want to share what I've learned from Caesar and the universe, and we can say God, about human sneaky actions and what dogs are showing us about that. So in that, what I have learned is, or understood, is that dogs feel this. So when we're not doing something that we're so happy about or so proud of, so let's say if you are someone who sneaks a treat into your mouth, of course they want some of that treat, right? So of course if you go if you have like a midnight run to get something, they know, right? And of course they kind of want to be part of it, but what they feel the most is you're not feeling good. So let's say you've even eaten more than you wanted to for dinner, and you don't feel so good about that. That is what our dogs are picking up. And you know that this would happen for them too, right? So I know, again, anyone who is food motivated as a dog, they will continue to eat, continue to eat, continue to eat. So they do not have our thought patterns of, yeah, I probably shouldn't eat anymore. They're not thinking that way. There's just, it's available and I like it and I'm going to eat it. So the message I'm receiving from dog thinking is going to be about, they know when we're not feeling well. And the intention or hope from dogs is that they will at least share with us, through this at least, that they're picking up the energy of us not feeling so well, and they're not so happy about it. And so they're not judgmental, but they feel us not feeling so good. So let's say we're kind of guilty if it doesn't feel so good for the dog. And this is important for us to realize, because we never really think about that, right? We never really think about, is my dog going to be affected by me taking this extra snack for myself, or eating an extra bit of food, or a lot of extra food, or whatever way. The other thing is, if we don't eat, is the same concern. So there's still this, there's a unease that's felt by our dogs with our own eating habits. And then there's other sneaky behaviors that humans, adults do, grown-ups, kids too, of course. I mean, kids can be throwing things around the dog, and of course that makes the dog not so comfortable because they don't feel safe. But if they're playing with the dog, I mean, some kids will grab a tail, and of course dogs feel this, and that is probably not any rocket science for any of you to recognize. The other thing that they feel is when a person is doing a sneaky action in whether a family or a relationship. So if something is being taken, something is being not said, some places are being gone to by a person that is sneaky in relation to the family or the relationship, dogs feel it. Now, what you might realize, and this is what I am learning energetically through Caesar, is that there will be more bonding with the person who's not sneaky. There will be a little less bonding. There will be a little changed behavior towards the person who is more sneaky. So there's a little bit of feedback that we get from our dogs about these things, about how comfortable or not comfortable they are. And remember, it's pretty black and white to dogs. This feels good, this doesn't feel good. When someone is doing something that makes themselves feel guilty or makes another person feel not so good, dogs pick that up and they're very sensitive to just connecting with good energy. So I would say to watch this for yourself. I know I've certainly had such an experience, but I never would have interpreted it as that at the time. I always felt, and you might feel this too, that suddenly Caesar was even more attached to me than ever. And of course, many of us might think that, oh, it's because I'm not feeling so good. I feel like something doesn't feel right. And when I was going through my separation time, Caesar was stuck to me like glue. And it was a lot of what we would think is the comfort dog perspective, right? That they're right beside us when we need them. So if we're not feeling well or not feeling so good, they're aware of it and they're sensitive to it. But if you have other people in your home, or if there is someone even far away who you are speaking to and not getting along well with, they will bond with the recipient of that not good energy, right? So they won't bond as much with the not good energy. So incredible that that happens energetically through the universe and then through our dogs. And again, I did not have as much energetic sensitivity at that time as I do now. I still very appreciative for Caesar's presence with me and attachment to me and my attachment to him at that time. I think we really got each other through some not so easy times. At the same time, I didn't really need to get him through anything that was happening to him directly. What I needed to or could have focused on is recognizing that, wow, he's feeling something from me. He's caring for me, and I've got to feel in a better spot to care for him. Sometimes you learn from a friend, did you know this is happening? Maybe a business is closing down. Maybe it's your family business. Maybe something is happening that way. Again, you will get little messages from your dogs, but it's only if you're really sensitive to it. So today, if you are sensitive to it, fantastic. But what I wanted to make sure that you recognize is that dogs get over it. Dogs really are not, if they do something that they know they're not supposed to, they sneak in extra treats. They sneak in whatever they want to do. And you'll hear more from Caesar, of course. But humans will do these things and then have this background concern or guilt. And you will see this reflected in your connection with your dog. So if you are the sneaky person, you will notice that there's a slightly changed relationship with you and your dog. And again, I don't believe that it's anything really strong or overt. There's still love is consistent. So dogs are not judgmental. They just feel energy, right? So when someone is doing something that's not quite right, dogs feel that energy and they lean towards energies that are feeling more right and or a place to comfort. And it's really important for us to recognize ourselves, and for either side, right? So someone who's doing sneaky behaviors, to recognize that this is creating just a little bit of distance between you and your dog, and those who have had sneaky actions taken around them. You are going to get that comfort with your dog, but recognize that they're feeling like they need to save you, right? So don't forget that we're here to help them too, right? Of course they do nurture. It goes both ways, but it's also really important for us to recognize that, wow, my dog is trying to tell me something about me. It's about recognizing I need to make myself okay, right? And of course, most people who are going through not so easy times know that, and it's not easy process to go through when difficult times happen, and we need to get through them. At the same time, our dogs are constantly giving the message of take care of you, take care of you. I'm here to take care of you, you take care of you, right? So it's back and forth. I'm here to take care of you, you take care of you. I'm here to take care of you, you take care of you. And then I think for me, I always move into I need to take care of my baby too, right? So I know that at this time, in this energetic connection time, oh, I'm taking care of my baby because we are totally in sync with our energy of the care, the love, the compassion that's going back and forth. And I'm so aware of it. But doesn't mean that I get, any deep secrets from Caesar, but I can definitely say that energetically I get a very comfortable place. And that was something that I was not tapping into at the time that he was right with me through not so easy times. And you know that I'm always concerned about Caesar. So if he's on my lap and I'm holding him, I feel like, oh, I'm comforting him because he's with me. But if I'm not in such a good spot, just like we would do with children, that, oh, they kind of know how I'm feeling, I'm going to make sure I lift my spirits up. And even children, if you are faking happy, they know it, right? You know it, I know it. Kids pick that up. Dogs pick it up too. And again, neither children or dogs can share that with us verbally. They will share it with us energetically in terms of they're going to show us that they're a little bit more aware of us and trying to be there for us. I hope that we can really understand how we can be there for them in those times too, and recognize that as we're being there for them, it's clearing us about we're being there for ourselves too, to make sure that we're in a better spot, which is then being there for them. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope that helps you understand a little bit about sneaky actions, both from dogs and from humans. And I hope you learn a little bit more from Caesar's section too. I'm looking forward to the next time we speak. Next section is going to be about our reactions to disappointment. But first, here's Caesar.
Oh, hello. I didn't realize you'd catch me during breakfast, but hello. How are you? I am enjoying my lovely treat, the paper, and my view out the window, and I want to talk a little bit about what Mom's calling sneaky actions, but really, is anything sneaky? I really was just trying to get something that I would want, or maybe I've tried to get into a place that I know I'm not supposed to go to, or maybe I'm trying to get out the door when I'm not supposed to get out the door, trying to go to an area of the house that I'm not supposed to be in, or stuff like that. Now, it's true, I do actually have very similar experiences as you two-legged humans. I definitely look for things that I can do when you're not watching, and you guys do the same things. You do things when other humans are not watching, not when we're not watching. Four-leggeds are always watching. We're watching you just like you're watching us. The thing that differentiates us is two-leggeds don't always catch the other two-leggeds doing sneaky stuff. Two-leggeds always seem to be able to look out for the four-leggeds' sneaky stuff, and then we get stuff taken away. So we might not get a treat, or we might have to, I don't know, have a shameful sign hung on us, something like that. They're very particular about making sure we know we've done something not right and we try not to do it again. We try, which is what you do too, two-leggeds. You try not to do the things that you know you're not supposed to do. Sometimes it's sneaking in that extra snack or extra meal, and hey, I don't blame you, I'd do the same thing. But then sometimes it's going somewhere you're not supposed to go. You go, and unless someone catches you, you don't change. So I'm going to tell you two-leggeds, sneaky behaviors are not good. I like to make sure that I try to do everything as good as I can. I do understand the temptation of doing those things, like I'd take an extra treat any day. But you're not four-leggeds, you're two-leggeds. You have a greater responsibility because you are more responsible. You have a responsibility to each other, just like you have to us four-leggeds. Today I want to make sure that you know we four-leggeds see and we hurt when someone is hurting. So when what you're doing is making someone in our home not feel comfortable, we feel it. So two-leggeds, today take it from me, Even though I totally understand, I want you to know that sneaky behaviors are not good energy. Take that home with you, and let's talk about this next time. I will try to make sure that I do less sneaky behaviors. And actually, I have to tell you, I haven't done sneaky behaviors since my baby days. So, today, you're not trying to get to a plant that you're not supposed to go to, right? Maybe you're trying to get to a person you're not supposed to go to. Maybe you're trying to eat that food you're not supposed to go to. Whatever you're trying to do, maybe you're doing a job you're not supposed to. Ever think of that? Sometimes you should be home more with us. Now, right now, you're home a lot more, and maybe you should be at work. I'm just teasing with you. So, I hope you have a good day, and remember, sneaky behaviors do not feel good for anyone. Talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.